Hello everyone, it's Matt and welcome to Collaboration Coach. This time we're looking at a new feature in Microsoft Teams called Workflow. Workflow makes it nice and easy to automate tasks inside of the Teams app. In this video, we're going to look at 3 examples of Teams workflow. I'm going to use templates to create the workflows, so it should be nice and easy to follow. And if you want to get behind the scenes, at the end I'll show you how you can tweak the flows using the Power Automate app in Teams. To get set up to use Workflow in Teams, the first thing you need to do is add the Workflows app. The way to do that is just to come to the ellipsis here on the left-hand rail in Teams, and then in the search bar, type Workflow. You should see Microsoft's Workflows app right at the top, so you can just choose that. Now, if you've installed this previously, you'll see Open, but if you haven't, you should see an Add button. All you need to do is press on that, and it will add the Workflows app and make that available. And you may also see the Power Automate app be installed. Once Workflows is installed, you can go to the Apps button on the left-hand rail, and beneath the Apps section, you'll now see a Workflow section, which you can expand. Now you'll see a list of workflows on the right-hand side, and also some categories you can pick through on the left. The first workflow I'm going to show you allows you to schedule a meeting from a message, and that's in the calendar category. So if I choose calendar, you'll see I've got the workflow schedule a meeting from a message, which I can press. That will open it up. You can change the name here if you want to, and it also will connect you to Teams and Office 365 users. All you need to do is press the sign in button, and it will automatically use the credentials that you've used to log into Teams to make those connections. So you can see here, matt@collab.coach is the connection. Press next, and then I'm asked to choose which calendar and which time zone I want to use. If I drop this down, these are my personal calendars, and I've got 3 I can choose from, but calendar is the one that I'm interested in. And then we can choose a time zone, and then I'm going to finish the workflow by pressing the Add Workflow button. The last screen just tells you that it's been added successfully and also shows you how to use it, so it's accessible through the More Options tab on any message. When you're finished, you can hit Done, and now the workflow is ready to use. You can use this workflow from a chat. So for example, here, my colleague has asked me whether we could schedule a call to talk about something. All I need to do on this chat item is choose the ellipsis, go to More Actions, and now I can see I've got the Schedule a Meeting from a Message workflow ready for me to use. So I can just press that. It's going to run the flow, and I just hit Continue. And then I fill in the details of the meeting. And once I submit, that will then add that meeting to our calendars. And there you can see it's there. And Amrit, my colleague, will have exactly the same. So that's a quick way of automating the creation of a calendar item based on a chat. This next workflow allows you to notify a channel when you're going to be out of office, and also puts Teams and Outlook into out of office. Another thing to call out here is that you can search for workflows from the search bar. So if you know the name, for example, if I search for out of office, it will show me the workflows in the apps with that particular keyword in it. I can see here I've got notify a channel when you'll be out of office. I can choose that. The same thing applies here as the previous one, so I can change the name, and I also need to connect. So I can sign in, and it will sign in with the username that I'm already logged in as. Then I can hit next. And again here it wants me to choose my calendar. It's the same here. That's my personal calendar. And then it wants me to choose which team and which channel I want to post the information to. I'm going to choose Coaching and then General. Then I add Workflow. Now to use that workflow, you just go to any team, any channel, and choose New Conversation, and then go to the ellipsis here and choose Workflows. Now you'll see your workflow available, so you just choose it. And then it asks you to tell the system when you're going to be out of office. So you just choose Continue. And then I'm going to tell it when I'll be out of office. So I can add a message and I can mention people in the post. And I also can choose how many days notification before I actually go out of office are required here too. So when I've filled all that information out, I just hit submit. Now the workflow has posted my out of office message to the coaching team and the general channel. And I can see it here. It's got the dates I'm going to be out of office, the message that I added, and also the people I mentioned as well. The other thing it's done is change my status in Teams as well. If I go up to the indicator at the top right here and drop this down, you can see I'm out of office and there's my message that I wrote. The other thing it's done is added a meeting or a calendar item to my Teams calendar. So if I switch to calendar, you can see it's got Matt out of office across the 3 days that I chose there. Now, as well as Teams, it's changed Outlook for me, obviously, because the two calendars are linked. And if I switch to Outlook, I can see that I've got a Matt out of office there too. So anyone trying to book a meeting with me will be notified when they look at the scheduling assistant. The next workflow I wanted to show you was follow up on a message. And this allows you to start the workflow when you see a message that you would like to be reminded to follow up on. So to create the workflow, just choose it from the workflow homepage. This one is called follow up on a message. Again, we can name it and we can connect to it with the sign in button, and you add the workflow. Once you've created the workflow, if you go to a chat, you can choose the ellipsis on any chat, more actions, and then follow up on a message. You should see your workflow listed there. When you open it up, it asks you when you'd like to follow up. So you just hit the continue button and then you add in the details. When the time you set comes around, you'll see a new entry in the activity list sent from Power Automate, and when you click on it, it directs you to that message that you set the workflow on. Now, the last thing I wanted to show you is how you manage your workflows once they've been created. As part of the workflow app installation, you'll also get access to Power Automate, which is the flow designer and editor. To get to Power Automate, just go to the ellipsis here on the left-hand rail, and you should see Power Automate there. If you don't, just type Power Automate into the search box and it will come up. And when I click on that, it'll open up the Power Automate homepage and I'll see all the flows I've created. And here are those 3 workflows that I've shown you already today. You'll notice here you can switch them on and off, and you can also see where they're applied. For example, this one's applied to coaching and the general channel. And then you can also edit and delete them from here too. Now, if I want more detail on any of these, I can just click on the link under the name, and that will take me to the home page, if you like, for the flow. And I can see a description, I can see how it's connected over here, and I can see who the owners are. I can change all of these properties here too, and I can see the run history. So this will show me when it's run and if the run was successful or not. I can also choose the edit button at the top here to take me into the flow designer, and I'll see all the blocks that make up the flow. And if I wanted to make a change, for example, say I wanted to change the team and the channel that this particular flow is applied to, I'm going to scroll down here to the bottom. I've got this Teams block here called Post a Message in a Channel, and I'm going to change the team to Human Resources, and I'm going to change the channel to General, and now it's going to post that to the General channel in the Human Resources team. I just need to save the change. And now you can see that the Notify channel workflow has been updated to point to Human Resources in General. Okay, so in this video, I've shown you how to install your workflow app in Teams. I've shown you 3 different examples of workflows, and also how to manage and change your workflows once they've been created. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.